Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about XRP. We talk about XRP quite a bit on this channel, so if you guys aren't subscribed already, make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. So XRP has done a 13.24% increase in the last 24 hours alone. We have started on this small downwards trend, and we're going to have to see if we can catch a good stabilization point and continue on this growth. I do see a lot of potential in XRP. We've talked about it quite a bit, like I said, on this channel because of the utility that it provides to the crypto space. We're going to talk about why XRP is such a dominant coin right now, and we're going to deep dive into some of the big news and information that really XRP has put out recently. So market cap being $45.4 billion, the volume being $6.2 billion in the last 24 hours. I do think we're going to continue to see a rise in volume when it comes to XRP. A lot of people are really following this project because of all of the SEC problems and lawsuits going on. But I will say specifically, XRP has a great follower base and I guess community as a whole. It's one of those communities that really do help people understand what XRP is used for, why it's important to understand it. And I think the community actually has a lot more of an impact on the price than a lot of people realize. So XRP specifically, I do see a lot of potential in it, and we're going to talk exactly as to why that may be. We'll talk a little bit more about this price chart here in a second with our price predictions June, July, and 2021 coming at the end of the video. So make sure to stay tuned for that. If you guys didn't know, in light of the SEC's action against Ripple Labs, trading in XRP has been suspended as of January 19th, 2021 on Coinbase. XRP is the cryptocurrency used by Ripple Payment Network. Built for enterprise use, XRP aims to be a fast, cost-efficient cryptocurrency for cross-border payments. If we jump over to Twitter now, I do want to take a quick look at my own tweet. So my tweet recently was, if link is valued below $40 by the end of May, I will give someone who retweets in this following 50 link. So make sure to take advantage of this, guys. If you want to jump into my Twitter, it's going to be linked in the description below. You just have to retweet the tweet and follow me on Twitter, and you are entered to win that 50 link. So not too many people entered right now, obviously around that 1,400 to 1,500 mark. But do remember, guys, this is the last day to enter. So make sure to get your, entry in. Jumping into the next thing, we're proud to be named on the 2021 CNBC Disruptor 50 list for the second year in a row. This is huge. Obviously, Ripple's continuing to do very, very well and continuing to see great really things take place. Let's jump straight over to the next thing. And actually, the first thing I want to take a look at is this. Amazing to see how this has absolutely no impact on the price chart of XRP, LOL. And I'll tell you right now, this is a good thing. We don't want a price impact every single time a news article comes out or big news comes out. We want it to slowly have this uptrend that is stable and makes sense, that is easy to predict. And, that's how you get great profits from easy to really read resources or assets. Jumping into the next thing, we talk about RippleNet is now SOC2 certified. So they talk about in May 2020, McKinsey identified both consumer and enterprise digital adoption and really had matured 5 years in a matter of 8 weeks. For financial institutions, digital technologies, including cloud-based models, offer the flexibility and scalability required to meet the demands of a more digitally advanced society. So this is a big deal as well. It talks, like I said, about the RippleNet and how it is now SOC2 certified. That's, like I said, a great deal. And if you want to learn more about that, you can definitely read more into it. This was out February 4th, 2021, but I do want to kind of go back over it because if you go over to the Ripple site, they actually just retweeted it and talked about it a little bit more into detail. And it's always a great thing, to check back up on some things you may have missed. Back in February, a lot of people weren't actually invested. Majority of 2021 investors started, probably March and April specifically. So I did want to take a quick look back at that. Jumping into the next one that talks about the global shift to explore CBDCs. And this talks about, unsurprisingly, the pandemic has driven many of us to rely on digital forms of payments over cash. In fact, 25% of U.S. consumers use less cash now than before March 2020. So it's actually very, very cool to see this actually taking place. A lot of people getting away from cash and jumping into digital assets, or really just, like I said, digital payment in general. Jumping into the next one, we talk about data transformations using the data build tool. So at Ripple, they are moving towards really building complex business models out of raw data. To do this successfully, they need to automate our historically manual processes. Even with a digital first approach, many of our internal processes were done by hand. making them great candidates to really be automated. So this is a big deal. Jumping into BigQuery, it talks about, really what can be done and what can make everything more efficient and really capable of doing things in a faster, more automated way. And I think this is going to continue to help make Ripple really what it needs to be. Jumping into another one, it talks about accelerating the financial inclusion through technology. We do have one more article after this one, and I think it's going to be the big one, so stay tuned for that. We do have, a couple more things to talk about as well. Talking about the accelerating financial inclusion through technology, there's a lot to this. It was back in January 11th, so I won't talk too much about it. But, Twitter, like I said, they're retweeting things they think are important and that we need to really jump back into. So I always like to take a look at some of this stuff that Ripple really talks about because recently, we had this idea of not understanding, the past. And I think a lot of people that jumped in, March or April of this year and jumped into crypto, they need to look at, what's been taking place for their coins in the past, what's been going on in the past, because you may know about the present stuff or even the new stuff, but you're not going to know about some of the stuff from the, I guess, the past that's going to help generate, additional, pushes for your coin to do well. So I believe that technology, when built and scaled right, can have a profoundly positive impact on humanity and improves people's lives. In leading engineering teams at Amazon for 15 years, I witnessed firsthand customer-focused innovations at scale that provided people with core necessities essential to how they live. With the global pandemic, it has become more apparent that we are able to fulfill a critical role for communities around the world, helping them feel secure during an uncertain time by delivering essentials to their doorstep. So we're continuing to see, like I said, great success from XRP, and that's why they're doing so well right now. That's why we saw such a great increase in the last 24 hours. People still see great, really necessity out of XRP. They understand that there's great growth potential, and that's exactly why we're seeing this. The biggest one of today probably to read about is what they said back in September 30th, 2020. So it talks about really why big things are coming. So it talks about how the world is in the midst of global climate crisis, one that is impossible to ignore. To the advert worst case climate scenarios, countries around the world have committed to reach carbon net zero by 2050. This is why today Ripple is pledging to achieve carbon net zero by 2030. We're also partnering with XRP Ledger Foundation, Energy Web, and Rocky Mountain Institute to decarbonize public blockchains, starting with the XRP Ledger through the use of the new open source EW0 tool. So this is huge, obviously getting closer and closer to these companies and coins and really a lot of institutions jumping to carbon net zero is going to be huge for the environment. And, Ripple's taking a front seat to that party at that 2030 mark. So we'll see what takes place there. As we get closer and closer, I do expect, this to have a significant impact on how well that price rises. So going to the next one, Bank Do4 launches mobile banking payments from Oman to India with Ripple Net. So this is another one to take a look at. This was recent as well, May 25th. It talks about some of these, it's a lot of partnerships that you guys don't really hear about or know about that Ripple really does well at, making happen. So here we have the use of mobile banking across the world has exploded. The pandemic has provided an added impetus to implement really more efficient, effective banking solutions for consumers and businesses alike. So really, we're not going to go too much into this, but it's definitely an advantage to continue to have some of these banking payments really available to people. And I think, specifically this title says it all. So launching mobile banking payments from Oman to India with RippleNet. So RippleNet's doing big things, and I definitely think you guys should look a little bit more into this on yourself and on your own because it's definitely kind of bullish information. If you look back at some of this older stuff as well as this newer stuff, if you combine it together, we're seeing a lot of great information that shows that, XRP realistically is going to have a great future. Jumping back to XRP, I do want to give it a quick refresh, see where we're at currently. Still at that 98 cents, about a 12.87% increase. The good news is we did kind of stabilize up here. So we went from 0.9808 up to about a 0.9841. So like I said, a small increase, a small stabilization. Hopefully we don't drop all the way back down. We obviously went all the way up to about $1.03 May 31st at 7 a.m. So, a great increase already. We'll see what takes place by the time you're watching this video. It may have changed just a little bit. But, for the most part, this is looking very, very good. Jumping into June, July, and 2021, I do want to do price predictions now. So I will always stay very, very conservative on this. And I've talked about in my previous videos, if you guys haven't watched, we are in an accumulation period, in my opinion. I do think the next, 1 to 3 months will be a very slow uptrend. For the most part, an uptrend, but it will be a slow uptrend. So XRP specifically by the end of June, I only see getting to about $1.20, $1.25. A lot of people are hoping for a lot more than that. If we look at the last year, we got to about $1.96. So yeah, we're not going to get our all-time high in June, in my opinion. But by the end of July, I do think, by the end of July, we have a chance of getting around that $1.60 to $2 range, which will have a shot at getting, realistically to that $2 range. So we'll see what takes place. We've talked about, XRP quite a bit on the channel. And there's reasons why we believe it's, such a great coin and such a great investment. It's because of the long-term future. So don't really, I guess kind of ignore, the next month to 3 months price-wise. Maybe still research what XRP is doing, what they're, keeping up to date, and everything like that. But for the long-term people, there's really no reason to continue to watch XRP's price, and that's exactly why I put so much emphasis on the big news and information coming in. I don't show you guys the TA because the TA only means something if there's no big news, and there usually is big news to talk about. There's usually big, big possibilities coming in the very near future, or big opportunities that the coin may see. So there's a lot of things to talk about every single day, and that's why we do exactly what we do. So jumping into the end of the bull market, I do see XRP making its way closer to about an $8 XRP mark. $8 to $10 is definitely something I could see XRP doing. A market cap right now of $45.4 billion. There's still a lot of growth opportunity there. I think realistically, though, I'm going to say, $7 to $8 by the end of the year. That's going to be my realistic conservative price prediction for you guys. Do remember, guys, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research, and this is not. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. You guys make this so much more fun with those comments as well. So make sure to give me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of my XRP predictions. Do you think it's going to be a little higher, a little lower? And I'll see you guys all in the next one.